this is Sunniva.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome back to Keep or Cull, the show where we play all of our games and decide whether to keep or cull them. I don't think I have ever said that before.
This is a backwards episode now.
Yes, we are back with more Keep
weird.
or Cull. I think we have 10 more games.
Cool.
Most of them are Spiel releases because we are working through all of the Spiel releases. So this is going to be Keep or Cull, mini reviews. I might give ratings. I don't know. We will see.
Reviews with a paddle.
Yes,
If
paddling.
Keep or Cull
We're
things.
paddling the review. Are you ready?
Yes.
We're going to do 10 more games. I'm excited. We're playing many games.
Yes.
And soon November is done and we're going to do like a whole thing with all of the games we played in November. But spoiler alert, we played even more games in November than we did in October. Especially I, because I played some solo games as well. And we're going to get a solo episode, like the recap of the month at the end of this week.
But there are so many things, cool things going on now. Oh, you're starting now. This is truly backwards. If you're new to this, I'm always saying like this is Keep or Cull stuff, and I'm always
I don't know
starting.
what I'm saying, yes.
I don't know what happened today.
Town 77 is a game. Last year you played Town 66.
Yes,
and
I did.
First of all, is there any difference to this and Town 66?
Yeah, you have one more like in the grid.
Yes, so Oink makes some weird games, but it's weird that they made a game that's exactly the same game. So now we're going to see if we're going to keep or cull it.
Grid thing.
It's like one more time. Okay,
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cull.
Yes, Town 77, more like Town boring.
That's a review.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you think of it? Except that it's super
Well,
boring.
it is a really weird game.
It's very boring. It has nothing in it.
No, it has something. You're trying to place, you have different shapes and different colors, and in each row and column you have to place a unique building.
You're
not
correct.
The same
there is something
shape,
in it.
not the same
Color.
color.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all about keeping your options open. But it also, what makes you win the game is having few things left. So you have to like cull things as you go. But it is a wonky game though.
It's mostly random because if you draw...
If you're lucky or unlucky.
Yeah, because if you draw tiles that you cannot place, you lose the game. It happened to me after 5 minutes the last time we played it.
You just
it was
sore
super
after
fun.
that. Okay, but
I'm going to give this
it.
a 2. It's nothing here, but the switcher, I'm not going to give it 2. I'm going to give it a 4. It's not fun. Okay, next up we have a game on your side.
Yes.
It's Future Inc.
Cool.
This was a small little economic game. You would think, oh, it's so big. Oh, it's bigger than my head. It's actually small. It's a small
tiny
economic game about the future.
Yeah.
And yes, are you ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, boom!
Double cull.
I wasn't sure about this one because
me too.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It gave me like it's a fun game. Like if you enjoy economic games,
yes.
I think like there was something about it making it feeling a bit slow to me.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know why. It felt like, and not slow like it took time, but it's like there wasn't enough stuff going on. It was a little bit. The things I got to do in each round was a little bit too little. I was like, we get to buy because you get like 3 actions in a round.
Yeah.
So I might get like, oh, I buy 1 card, don't have money for more, so now I get to do another action and sell one, and I get one, and then I get to do this thing. So it was like, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the things in it, like it's a market manipulation thing, trying to be like it's in many of these games. You're trying to be the person who sells things first. If you have like many things and they're cheaper than your opponent, you're gonna sell them first. It has many interesting things, just like on the edge of being a keep for me.
Yeah, I agree. And it also has this blender mechanism that the cards you get give you, discounts.
Yes.
Buying more stuff. And what you buy, like what you have to spend to get it, goes up in like demand for it.
Yes.
And you also can manipulate the prices for your merchandise. I don't know what that is called, but yeah. And you can also, like, if you potentially will get a lot of money for it, you potentially will give it a lot of points for it too. So it's all about balancing, getting to sell stuff and getting points. And money is points and so on.
I think that money is not points. It's like 1 per 10 or something.
Oh, okay.
Because the points are the points at the end. Like if you
have
a high selling value, I think you have a low scoring value. So it's kind of like a balance in that part.
I'm unsure now. But this is a great game. But it just like not for me.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Cool.
It was like on the edge of being a 7. Next up we have Newsboys. We already talked about Come Sail Away from Sashi and Sashi. This is the other new Sashi and Sashi game, and this is a pretty straightforward roll and write game.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I played it quite a few times solo, so I'm going to talk about that also at the end of this week. But now we're going to keep on Cull lifting.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
Oh, you're calling it. You're done with it because you're playing it solo.
I played it 7 times in a row.
Yeah. I'm not done with it though.
Nope.
I thought this was a really addictive roll and write game because it's so simple. You're flipping over a card. You have your own set of dice, and you can also re-roll ones. And you basically want to fill out these areas of different colors, and if you fill one in perfectly, you get another cross, which that is the selling point for me, because I love perfectly filling out the areas.
The problem for me is that I don't want to do that because it's not perfectly filled out.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I really enjoyed that.
I think it's a fun one. I enjoyed my time playing it. I won't be sad to have it. Like, it's a small little box. It's not gonna.
I want it.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it. I was just saying my opinion. That's like my opinion, man. Next up,
Stitch, I think it's called.
I don't know why they didn't make a English name for it because it's in other languages, but that's like it doesn't need one.
But this is we'll do the paddle.
Oh yeah,
thing first.
it's a deduction trick taking game.
Yeah. That's a weird sentence.
It's a very weird. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cull.
Double culling all the way across the sky.
I love when the games are surprising me because these are two mechanisms I haven't seen together before, and it's a really one person is not like everybody is doing the.
One person is not doing something.
But one person knows which 2 jokers there, like trumps, there are.
They know the culprit and the weapon.
Yes.
Because it's like a murder mystery game.
And the other players want to, like, depending on which card wins the trick, deduce which one is the culprit and which is the murder weapon. And you're getting points if you're guessing it early. And if you get a lot of tricks, it was fun.
I enjoyed it.
But weird.
I'm not going to play it again, but I liked it. It was like one that I am happy that I got to play it because it's so weird and different and wonky.
Yes, and one of the people that we played it with, Hi Nils, he guessed like correctly all the time, so he was really good at it. I don't know if it was totally random, but it was fun.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Cool.
First, there was Terraforming Mars. A board game with a lot of cards in it. Then they made Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, also known as Terraforming Mars the card game. And now, here we have it. Terraforming Mars the random game. The dice game. A great implementation of Terraforming Mars. Roll Mars to life, it says, or roll yourself to sleep. Terraforming Mars is... I'm sorry, I'm just going there. If you love Terraforming Mars for not having any choices and for only being random stuff, if you would have liked Terraforming Mars to be, now it's my turn, I'm going to draw a random card from the top and I can either play that or I can not play that. And then I have to roll a bunch of die and see if you don't actually do that part, but the rolling on a die and seeing like, do I randomly get the things I want? Nope. Didn't do that. So you just have to wait until you have the resources and then you get to play a card. And all the cards are very interesting. They feel so different. They give so many interesting and unique things. They don't. It's so boring. Like, there's nothing here.
I love that. We're just skipping the paddle because our opinions on this are so clear. It is absolutely
It's a
Cull.
double. Like there's nothing. It's like,
it's nothing.
No, but it's nothing. It's like, you just.
Yeah, this was utterly boring. It was a total waste of time. It's been so long since I've been so bored with a game. Like in round 2, I'm just like, I'm done with this. And I kept hoping that I would build myself up to getting to build an awesome card. Like in Terraforming Mars, you have so many cards that you're like, I want to play everything, but I don't have like it costs 3 money to like take care of keep a card. Take care of a card.
I'm gonna take care of you.
My Norwegian brain. In Terraforming Mars, and you want to keep them all, and you want to play them all, but you can't do that in this game. You're like every card you get is. okay, this is fine. This is what I have on my hand. Oh, I get some new cards. I can play this, I guess. And you have some like general actions you can do as well. But then again, it's the rolling of the dice, and you can either like throw one dice away and turn one to whatever side you want, or you can get a die and just roll it. And you have some production, and that is neat. But I'm not interested in any of the, the only thing that is positive about this game is that it takes a very short amount of time. And it takes too much time.
It took an hour.
Yeah,
with 4
that
people.
is too much time.
It's boring.
Yes.
And I like Terraforming Mars.
Yes, we do.
I don't want to play this.
Nope.
Like, I think there's already almost too much luck. If you just want to roll dice and see what happens, play Yahtzee. Like, it's...
Yeah,
why
like,
would I
play some
this?
good dice implementation of games. Like, Nations the Dice Game is a perfect example of a dice game done right.
So obviously
good.
we're going to keep this and play it forever.
Yes, or Ars Expedition is a
burn
better
it
way
with
to
fire.
go. Yes.
Next up we have
Critical
Sanctuary Season 1.
1.
This is actually kind of an interesting one because this is a RPG introduction in a box. Like it has 10 scenarios, they're all short. We haven't played them all, we've played a few of them, and it is made to be like a balance between scripted stuff and more like role-playing. We played it with our nephew. He's 10 years old, so there wasn't like a lot of role-playing in it, but he enjoyed his time with it. It's an interesting concept, and we're gonna see what the panel says.
Yes.
Are you ready?
We don't decide, the paddle
The paddle
does.
decides.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a Cull.
The paddle is
both of
coming in from
us.
the side. No, it's not me. The paddle is living
the
its own
paddle
life.
is deciding.
Oh,
Okay, but
I'm the paddle.
I think the concept is neat.
Yes.
But and I was a little on the fence if I wanted to keep it just to like see it through.
Yes.
To keep on with it. But I wasn't super in love with it.
Nope.
I think role playing can be fun, but it's not my favorite genre of games.
I am a little gnome.
No.
I'm gonna shoot you with my dagger. Like that.
That is my favorite part of role playing.
Yes.
Like, why don't we role play every day?
Okay.
Like,
Hello, we're gonna play.
I'm not talking to you unless you're that little gnome. Well, well, I think it's a neat concept, but in the end, it didn't intrigue me that much. I think.
I think it's gonna be a great one for if you rather like this is more like a board gamey version. More, I haven't played like the D&D starter set, so I can't compare them. But I feel like this is like more rules light than D&D and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to just jump in and see is this something that we either even want to try out to find out if it's
if you're
for us.
curious about role playing, this is a great way to start. I think.
Yes, that is that. I think it's my turn.
Yeah, it's you.
Next up, we have Yukon, the winter market. Just to let you know, we know the designer of the game, just to get that out there. Yukon is a game about being at the winter market in Yukon, which is a place in Sweden. And it's basically a one-way street game where you are moving along this one-way street, trying to get cards, trying to get sets, trying to get different shapes of things. There's many, like 14, 15 different sets, like kind of like a Dominion where you're playing with a few of them each time, and you can play different sets, which makes the game feel different. It's a family-style game. It's a pretty short game. It says 45 minutes. We have spent like 20.
Yeah.
It's a pretty short game. This is like generous time amount, I will say. Are you ready for the paddle?
Yes, I am.
1, 2, 3, boom!
Oh, we are divided on this one.
But
I was a little on the fence because I really enjoyed my time with this game. It's a Cull for me and a keep for Johannes.
No, it's not me. It's the paddle.
It's the paddle.
Living, it's life.
Well, we started when we first played this game. We played like with the basic cards that they recommend starting with, and I was like, oh, it's fine. This is a neat game, but nothing more. I think it's a really nice way to introduce people to the one-way street mechanism.
Yeah.
And when you started to bring a little more complicated cards in this, I thought it was really fun, actually.
Yeah. I like it as a gateway to both one-way streets and to set collection.
Yes.
And I don't feel like we have those in the collection. It's a colorful little game. It's different. And it's a fun theme. Like it's one that we haven't seen. So I think for me, I want to keep it for now.
Yeah.
And we will see what happens next time around. But for now, we will
good.
keep it. Next up, we have
Havandi.
Havandi.
Yes.
Havandi from Rainer Knizia. He makes fantastic games. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Boom. He also made this.
Cull and Cull. Well, when I said that Terraforming Mars, the dice game, was the most boring game that I've played in a while, I kind of forgot that we played this.
It's better.
It's better
than Terraforming
yes,
Mars, the dice game.
absolutely. But it's still not interesting. What you're doing is that you're rolling a dice and the balloon are randomly moving like 1 to 6 spaces around the map, and where like it decides like the 2 columns.
Where it decides to land.
You can put your balloon.
Yes,
And
that's correct.
you're trying then to place like clusters of balloons to launch them and also get points.
You're explaining it perfectly, by the way.
Yeah, am I?
Yeah, perfectly.
I thought so too.
I never heard a more perfect
Yeah,
explanation
I
of a game
know.
ever.
But it was like it's a little random and it wasn't that interesting in the first place. So I would rather play other Knizia games.
It's made to be a family game. It's an 8+, so it's not
Okay.
like made to be a strategy game. But I think the randomness just made it feel not very interesting for me. And the decisions I made was like, I can do that, which is good, or I can do something else, which is random. So it was just like not very interesting and not one that I would ever want to keep again. Or play again. I will never keep you
It
again.
looks nice, though.
Next up we have the next to last game of today, which is Waterfall Park. This is a re-implementation of Chinatown, which is one game I always heard about but never got around to buy. It is a pure negotiation game. It kind of, when we just reviewed Art Society, it was like a pretty pure, it's a very pure down auction game with a puzzle. It's like it's only deduction, only
It's only deduction.
not deduction, it's negotiation. Very light game, very light negotiation. You're trying to get the best plots, trying to build up your waterfall park, build up the different attractions to get more money, and the player with the most money is going to be the winner. I did win when we played it. Negotiation games aren't usually our cup of tea.
No.
Let's do the paddle and
Yes.
see what we see. 1, 2, 3.
Double Cull. I agree with you that negotiation is a little unfamiliar for me. I don't
Yes.
know how to handle it, and this is me again not knowing exactly what things are worth, and then I think it's hard to negotiate a deal. Luckily, I think that we played it with a good blend of people.
Yes.
So that people took like initiative to trade plots and attractions and give a little money on the side to sweeten the deal.
Yes.
I thought it was a fun time playing this
Yeah,
game.
I enjoy myself.
But it's not a game that I will look at on the shelf and be like, I'm going to choose this over another game that I think are more in my ballpark.
I kinda like-
or Waterfall Park, if you might.
All of the negotiation games I played, I would probably have chosen to play this one again. But I'm not going to choose to play a negotiation game, and I have other games to play. But I had fun. Like it was 45 minutes, and afterwards I said, this was fun. Let's never do it again. And that was kind of like the feeling I had, because I think like if you like negotiation, or you think you will like negotiation, then I think you might like this. And it's a good, light, family-style game where it's easy to play, easy to teach. Good. I think you can use it to kids, like to teach them on it to negotiate. Really liked it, but don't want to play it again.
But it was nice to like try it out, so we
Yes,
could like
I agree.
try for maybe playing Sidereal Confluence sometime, and
that
this
is true.
was a nice exercise for our brains.
So we have one more game.
One more
The
game.
game we have already made a review for, or a video for.
Boom.
Kutnahora. We only played it 2 players before the video we did, but now we also played it 4 players, and I wanted to include it here. So are you ready?
Yes,
Let's do the paddle thing. 1, 2, 3, boom.
it's a call from me and
What?
a keep from you.
You didn't like it?
I did like it. I kill a lot of games I like.
Yes.
I thought it was fun to play with 4 though, because I
great.
think that it was a fun game with 2, but I think it was more fun with 4. And I think also 3 is a nice player count to play this game. Like that you don't have like perfect monopoly over the different
Yeah.
buildings.
Yep.
And it was quite frustrating in this game when a person didn't like build the wood building so that things got cheaper.
Yes.
Or you
I think
you,
one of them were you.
yeah,
Yes.
that's true. And when somebody take the plot that you are like have seen that you really need, and it was more like action in the mind, getting the majorities, but overall it is a little wonky game. I think it's cool that you're trying to do something unique that I haven't seen before. Like it's very player driven.
Yes,
which
100%.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't find it intriguing enough for me to keep this time.
I think it's a lot of fun. I like the fact that it feels so different. It feels so player driven. I like the action selection with the cars. It's pretty snappy. It says 30 minutes per player. We played it in 1.5 hours, 140 I think, maybe with 4 people, and 2 of them hadn't played before. There is a lot of fun things there. I think it's very unique, as you said. I enjoy many of the things it's doing. It can be wonky because the players decide how the game plays.
Yes.
And that's gonna change out how the game feels, and it's gonna change how everybody feels about the game. So it's one of those games I think that some people will play and don't enjoy it because they played it in a weird way. I'm not saying like, oh, it's a player's fault to play it weird, but that's just how this game is. It is so player driven, you can do like basically whatever you want, not like sandboxy, but depending on how the players play the game will change and be different for that. And I think that's a positive thing, and I think it's a negative thing. But I think for me, all in all, it is one that I want to keep, and I would like to play it again.
Yeah, and I love how games ignite a passion in us.
Yes.
And we had a pretty long discussion with the
Yes.
players after we played this game about like pros and cons and how we think like the different mechanisms work together.
Yeah.
And I love the games that make us care. So
That's
we got passionate after playing this.
Had 3 games on the keep pile and then 7 games on the Cull
It should
pile.
be 7, I agree.
So, best and worst experience of this pile.
Worst is Terraforming Mars.
The dice
like,
game.
It's no doubt.
Nope.
That was so
That's true.
boring. I can't
And best
emphasize
experience,
it enough.
Havandi.
I loved Newsboys.
Yes.
I could play this over and over and over again, maybe
I did.
even 7 times.
Yes.
And I love how like you can either go for filling out a lot of areas, doing a lot of work, but if you haven't done enough striking, you will not get paid for it.
That's true.
And the opposite, yes.
My worst was obviously Terraforming Mars, the no-go game, and I think my favorite is going to be Kutnahora. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, that is it. If you are still here and you enjoy what we do here on the channel, and you can help us out in a big way by giving us a victory point.
And we get victory points when you click that subscribe button down there. You can also click the bell button to get notifications every time we post a new video.
And this is the end of the video you just watched. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.